Hi again, welcome back to Cooking Without Looking. Cooking Without Looking was originally created for the blind and visually impaired people, those that like to cook. Believe it or not, blind and visually impaired people love to cook, they have to eat, so that's why we created this show. It's just very unique. But we're inclusive. We don't want to leave anybody out that lacks blindness. So sometimes people come on our show blindfolded and cook as well. I want to tell you a little bit about my eye condition, and I'm not totally blind, but I do have a visual impairment that makes me legally blind. My vision is 20/400, and that's in both eyes, so that keeps me from driving, reading, and recognizing faces. The condition is called Stargardt's disease. It's a form of macular degeneration, which affects the central part of the retina, which has to do with, like I said, reading, driving, and recognizing faces. But today we're going to do something fun and delicious during our quarantine cuisine. I'm going to make a simple carrot, parsley, garlic salad. It is great as a side dish, or you can even add some other ingredients to it like tofu or chicken if you like. Okay, what I did here was basically I just steamed some carrots. These are the little baby carrots that are already cut up, and I steamed them until they're tender. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just going to put some parsley in them. So I can just chop away here. Now when you're visually impaired, it's good to keep your fingers out of the way and kind of curl up the first 3 at least. And just keep taking the parsley and turning it over. And just keep chopping up that parsley. Oh, parsley smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could smell it with me. This is fresh parsley. If you don't have fresh, you can always use just the spice in the jar. But you're gonna laugh, but I always just use the stems as well. I just make sure I chop them up real fine. I'm still chopping. For those of you watching that are blind, I've got my parsley on a wooden cutting board with a nice silicone knife that I purchased at Bed Bath, and I'm holding the knife with my right hand and my left hand and just running over it to top and doing like a seesaw motion on the parsley until I get it the desired size, which you can feel. It's almost like a confetti. Okay, keep going with that. I mean, I grew up with so much parsley. I just love it. It's great for your health too. It cleans out your blood, and it's just an awesome herb. It can be used in so many ways. This salad with the carrots, I grew up with this all the time. My mom made it. She put a lot of garlic in it, so I'll be using that next. So now I'm sprinkling the parsley on top of the carrots. Now if you don't have parsley, don't worry. I mean, you could use cilantro, probably cilantro and parsley, the top 2 herbs you can use for this. Okay, all the parsley's in the bowl now, and now I got to do the same with the garlic. You're going to chop it up. Chopping is fun if you have a good knife, which I do. So again, I got the knife in both of my hands and just running it back and forth like a seesaw motion over the garlic so it comes into little pieces, little tiny pieces. And you know how good garlic is good for you, for preventing colds, viruses. You might lose some friends, but hey, it's healthy. And we've been wearing our masks a lot lately, so we've been using quite a bit of garlic. You don't want to have too big of chunks, because then if you bite into it, it would be too much. Okay, so that's good. Now I'm going to pick it up with my knife, throw it into the bowl. Excellent. Now to this recipe, what I like to add is just a little squirt of apple cider vinegar. I have some organic apple cider vinegar. Just a little bit. It's probably less than a tablespoon. I don't measure a lot of things because being visually impaired, it's just easier to taste test things instead of always measuring. Measuring is good, but it's better even for baking. Add some pepper to this. Oh, it's starting to smell so good. And I'm going to add some salt. Do a couple pinches of salt. Trying to cut down the amount of salt that we have because it's just healthier to keep your blood pressure down. So you don't want to get more than 1,500 milligrams a day, and we don't even get that. The last ingredient, last but not least, is lemon. Lemon always brightens up the flavors. It's like a finishing touch. Right now I have a lemon squeezer in my hand. It's so much easier just to put the half lemon in there, squeeze it, and I like to do is turn it over as well. Get every little bit of lemon in there. Yum. Okay, now we'll just mix it up. You can see all the bright colors of the orange. This is a great dish, you know, for summer, but then I also make it in the fall because of the orange colors. It's a great side dish. Once you have it made, you just put it in the fridge till your company comes. You're going to serve it, or serving it to your family. There's no cooking involved except, of course, steaming the carrots to make them al dente to your preference. Okay, let me test it now. Take a fork, see what's going on here. The little babies. They look like my little baby carrots. The tanginess of the vinegar brings it to life with the lemon juice, which brightens up the flavors. You definitely taste the parsley. Only thing I would add a little bit more per personal preference is more pepper. Now this dish gets better and better as it marinates in its own juices of the vinegar, lemon, and garlic, because the carrots take on the flavor and absorb more of the garlic and the vinegar and lemon and parsley. All of it gets married together. So there you have it. Cooking without looking. I'm visually impaired, and I'm able to cook this dish with no problem. Thank you guys for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you again and hope you'll join us. Have a great day.